Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Pascual.
And I'm Leyva. The U.S. Department of Defense says the death toll from Iranian airstrikes in Saudi Arabia has risen to 7. Officials say 26-year-old service member Benjamin N. Pennington was wounded March 1st and later died from his injuries. Vice President J.D. Vance is asking Americans to keep the fallen troops and their families in their prayers, calling them heroes and recognizing their sacrifice. Pennington is the 7th U.S. service member to die in the strikes.
Iran appears deeply divided after Mojtaba Khabib was named supreme leader. He succeeds his father after his death during the war with the United States. State media is showing rallies supporting the 56-year-old cleric who is expected to continue his father's hardline policies. But some Iranians are voicing opposition online with the streets, saying they fear even the tighter government control under this new rule.
Top European official Kaja Kallas says Iran's government is weaker than it ever has been, as tension in the Middle East continues to escalate. Kallas spoke at the conference and said the region is now in a totally new situation following the latest escalation and questions Iran's current strength.
Iran is responsible for decades of violence, and the fewer options Iran has to terrorize the region, the better. Iran's military capabilities are limited, and the regime is weaker than it ever has been before.
Kallas also adds that a prolonged war would not only harm the Middle East, but Europe and the wider world as well.
The Trump administration has announced a $20 billion reassurance program aimed at getting oil tankers moving again through the Strait of Hormuz. The plan would cover potential losses for ships traveling through the waterway, where traffic has slowed down because of its ongoing conflict involving Iran. Officials say about 20% of the world's oil and natural gases pass through the strait. Oil prices have surged this week as tanker traffic in the Persian Gulf remains limited.
A large law enforcement presence was seen Sunday afternoon outside the home of Amir Bulat, one of 2 Pennsylvania men arrested after explosive devices were thrown outside New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's residence. New York City's police commissioner says one of the suspicious devices thrown during the anti-Muslim protests outside the mayor's home was an improvised explosive device that could have caused serious injury or death. Both suspects are now in custody as investigations continue looking into the incident.
The U.S. military and the Federal Aviation Administration are planning a joint test of laser systems designed to shoot down drones. The test will take place in the weekend's White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. It follows recent drone incidents near the southern border that raised safety concerns and briefly shut down airspace in El Paso. Officials say the goal is to improve aviation safety while also evaluating how effective the system is.
A Maine data privacy bill is advancing after heated debate in the state Senate, reflecting a broader national conversation about how personal data is protected. The measure would regulate how businesses collect and use sensitive information, including race, religion, and immigration status. Lawmakers added an amendment that would exempt political groups, drawing criticism from both parties. Similar data privacy proposals are now being considered in states across the country.
The Mexican officials say security is being increased in several popular tourist destinations following the recent cartel-related violence. Authorities say more police and military forces are being deployed to protect visitors and reassure travelers that major tourist areas remain safe. Tourism is a major part of Mexico's economy, and officials say that they added security, and it's meant to maintain safety while keeping the country open to international visitors.
Ahead of the busy spring break travel season, President Trump is announcing a new international anti-drug effort called Shield of the Americas.
We come together to announce a brand new military coalition to eradicate the criminal cartels plaguing our region. The heart of our agreement is a commitment to using lethal military force to destroy the sinister cartels and terrorist networks.
Administration officials say the effort is aimed at boosting security across the Western Hemisphere.
A U.S. citizen was detained for nearly 2 days after returning from home from the O'Hare International Airport. 28-year-old Sunny Nukvi was stopped by Department of Homeland Security agents after an overseas trip. Officials cited that they called a curious travel history. She was held about 43 hours and transferred between facilities in Broadview, Illinois, and Dodge County, Wisconsin. Nukvi was released early Saturday without charges. Local officials are now calling for more transparency from federal authorities.
12 years after Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 disappeared, a renewed search effort has come up empty. Malaysian officials say a deep-sea operation in the southern Indian Ocean surveyed thousands of square miles but found no confirmed wreckage. The Boeing 777 vanished in 2014 with 239 people on board. Families are urging authorities to continue the search.
A massive fire destroyed a historic building in Glasgow, forcing the closure of one of Scotland's busiest train stations. Crews battled flames for hours after the part of the four-story structure partially collapsed. Officials say no injuries are reported, but train services remain suspended as crews assess structural damage. Authorities working to determine whether the station can be safely reopened again.
Gas prices continue to climb as U.S. involvement in the conflict between Israel and Iran grows. In California, the average price for a gallon of regular gas rises to $5.20 early this week. While prices typically increase this time of year because of seasonal fuel blend changes, analysts say the latest spike is also tied to the tensions in the Middle East and concerns about global oil supplies. President Trump says high oil prices in the short term are a very small price to pay for U.S. and global safety if the threat from Iran's nuclear program is eliminated. Our very own Marcus Nocerino visits a food pantry in the San Fernando Valley.
Yes, thank you guys. The community organization called Angelinos of Hope is hosting their food drive at Chatsworth United Methodist Church for those in need. This is a chance for the community to get some groceries and toiletries. High school students and community volunteers are participating with the Angelinos of Hope organization's food pantry so they can have all the goods they need.
So many people are struggling right now, so it's really important to get them the basics, which is groceries. So it's very important that we get people fed and families and seniors that need it the most.
Besides food being provided at the pantry, guests also can have a chance to get some clothing and some stuffed animals for the kids as well.
Here I just come and help spread the word about the resources that they're offering. A lot of them are like hygiene resources, food resources that people don't really have accessibility to, and I feel like it's very important for, especially we get a lot of minority people here.
Some of the items that were provided were eggs, rice and pasta, with toiletries as well.
It actually is one of my passions. When I first started my nonprofit, we started with grocery deliveries and out of our house actually, and delivering it all over San Fernando and Los Angeles area. And so when Sandra from Angelinos of Hope approached me saying that we can have it more centralized, I was really excited.
With a lot of items being at the food drive, this was a way for the San Fernando Valley community to get some goods so low-income families don't have to spend a single dime. The community can still have a chance to donate and get some groceries and toiletries every Monday and Wednesday at the church's drop-off location. Reporting from Chatsworth, I'm Marcus Nocerino for Valley View News. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Marcus. Ford is recalling more than 1.74 million vehicles nationwide because of a software issue affecting rearview camera displays. Officials say the camera system could overheat and shut down, increasing the risk of a crash. Ford says it will provide free software updates to fix the problem. Owners are expected to receive notifications letters by the end of the year.
New college graduates are facing a tighter job market as artificial intelligence reshapes hiring. Research shows entry-level job postings are down 35% since 2023, with AI linked to tens of thousands of layoffs last year. Career advisors say automation is raising expectations, pushing students to gain experience earlier than usual to remain competitive. Experts say adaptability and specialized skills are becoming more important for landing that first job.
Uber is launching a new feature that would allow women riders and drivers in the U.S. to be matched with other women. The move expands a pilot program aimed to improving safety on the ride-hailing platform, but the nationwide rollout comes out as Uber faces a class action lawsuit in California, with some drivers arguing the policy discriminates against men. The company says reports of sexual assault have declined in recent years. Uber says cases represent a small percentage of overall trips.
A new poll shows nearly half of children in the U.S. are not getting enough sleep. The National Sleep Foundation recommends 14 to 17 hours for newborns and 9 to 11 hours for school-aged children. But researchers say only 44% of kids are meeting those guidelines, with younger children most likely to fall short. Health experts warn that lack of sleep can affect a child's growth, mood, and ability to learn.
In North Dakota, a high school student is turning a science fair project into a potential life-saving business. Dickinson High School junior Ava Hawk has developed a patent-pending AI program designed to help diagnose blood disease, including malaria. She says the goal is to create faster, low-cost diagnostic tools for areas with limited medical resources. Hawk plans to continue developing the technology as she prepares for college.
Senior citizens in Long Island are traveling the world without ever leaving their nursing home, thanks to virtual technology designed for older adults. The program was created by Mind Immersive and first launched at the Long Island State Veterans Home at Stony Brook University. The facility was the first in the nation to use the technology in the therapy, and now it is introducing a more interactive and realistic upgrade to enhance the experience. The system is now in use at more than 100 state veteran homes and VA medical centers, helping bring new experiences to those who once served around the world.
A special service honoring Reverend Jesse Jackson was held in Selma, Alabama, drawing national leaders and community members to the George P. Evans Reception Center. The speaker reflected on Jackson's decades of civil rights advocacy and his lasting impact on politics and society. Former presidents and prominent public figures paid tribute to his legacy and highlighted the continued work of the Rainbow Push Coalition. Organizers say his influence continues to shape the fight for voting rights and social justice.
Coming up after the break, a look at March in the sports world.
And a quick peek at the warm weekend. Stay with us.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us here on Valley View News. Habez, World Baseball Classic group play is over. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, pool play was amazing. We saw Italy, Japan, Mexico, and the U.S. Really compete.
Yeah, NBA postseason is almost here. We got NFL free agency. For more on that, let's check in with Daniel Parker.
Thank you, guys. My fellow Italians shocked the world as they beat the U.S. yesterday as the World Baseball Classic rolls on as international powerhouses battle for a spot in the quarterfinals, and we've already seen a major shakeup in pool play. Japan enters as defending champions, while the U.S. features a roster packed with Major League stars. Italy delivered a huge upset against Team U.S. in pool play, shaking up the standings. Mexico is coming off a 16-0 win against Brazil, as the race to advance is even tighter than ever. With pool play wrapping up, the road to the title is beginning to take shape, and no team can afford to take any opponent lightly. NFL free agency is underway with the league's negotiating window now open and deals already coming fast. Miami is lining up a new quarterback as Malik Willis agrees to terms with the Dolphins. And Kansas City is adding a big weapon for Patrick Mahomes with the running back Kenneth Walker headed to the Chiefs. More agreements are expected before signings become official. Bam Adebayo makes NBA history after a monster performance for the Miami Heat. Adebayo scored 83 points as the Heat beat the Washington Wizards 150-129. The performance passes the 81-point game by Kobe Bryant against the Toronto Raptors back in 2006. Adebayo got off to a fast start with 31 points in the first quarter and had 43 by halftime. After the break, he added another 40 points to close out the historic game. The big night shatters multiple Heat franchise records, including most points in a game, most points in a half, and most points in a quarter. Along the way, Adebayo set an NBA record for free throws made and attempted in a single game. The WNBA season could be in jeopardy as the league and its players face key deadline and labor talks. If a new collective bargaining agreement is not reached by tomorrow, the planned May 8th opener could be delayed. Players have authorized a strike if necessary, with revenue sharing and salary increases at the center of the dispute. Both sides say negotiations are ongoing. Former Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore pleads no contest to 2 misdemeanor charges avoiding a possible felony conviction. The charges include misuse of a telecommunications device in a domestic situation and trespassing. Prosecutors say more serious charges will be dismissed under the agreement. Moore is scheduled to be sentenced on April 22nd. The CSUN's men's basketball team heads to Henderson this week for the Big West tournament as the conference tournaments are taking place across the country and shaping the field for March Madness. The Matadors will be fighting for an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament with the rest of college basketball in the final push towards Selection Sunday. Thank you guys, and that's all I have for sports.
Thank you, Daniel. We got a lot in entertainment. Let's take a look. A woman is facing attempted murder charges after allegedly shooting at the Beverly Hills home of pop singer Rihanna over the weekend. According to LAPD, a woman drove by the house with the AR-15 style rifle and shot at her home. The motive is not yet provided, but woman was taken into custody.
A lawsuit on the antitrust case was filed by the Justice Department, reaching a settlement with Live Nation. The Justice Department accused the company of monopolizing the live entertainment industry. The Justice Department also accused Live Nation and Ticketmaster of unfairly wielding their power over concert promotion, artist management, and ticketing services. According to NPR, Live Nation denied the government's claims and stated that there's more competition in the ticket marketplace.
Pop artist Harry Styles broke a record on album sales 2 days after his release of his comeback album, Kiss All the Time, Occasionally, with the record being third fastest selling album by the British artist. This album became the biggest hit since Adele's 30th album. Besides breaking album sales in the US and the UK, Styles had the biggest album debut of 2026 with 63 million streams on Spotify during his album release.
The iconic Brady Bunch house is now a historical monument, according to the Los Angeles City Council. The Brady Bunch show aired from 1969 to 1974, and the house was used by the cast as an exterior location during the filming of the show. The cast of the show recreated the sets for a 2018 reality program. The iconic house is located on Dilling Street in Studio City.
Pixar's Hoppers made a breakthrough at the box office, ranking its $88 million with its worldwide opening, and the sci-fi film The Bride making $13 million in the global box office. Hoppers was about scientists discovering a way to transform human consciousness into robotic animals. The Bride was about ground-creeping scientists bringing in a murdered young woman back to life. The Bride had an international opening of $6.3 million in 70 markets, while Hoppers had a big opening globally. Hoppers debuted at #1 in all markets, making the box office its second highest opening weekend of 2026. It's also the second highest opening for an animated film since 2017's Coco.
Speaking of the box office and popular movies right now, we are joined by Luka Chkhaidze in Hollywood, where the Oscar preparation is taking place.
Hollywood's biggest night is almost here. The 98th Oscars are just days away, and this year's Oscar race is shaping up to be one of the most exciting and unpredictable in recent years.
The ceremony will take place at the iconic Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, where final preparations are already underway. Top contenders like One Dial After Another and Sinners are emerging as major frontrunners in the race for Best Picture.
This is the preparation for the Oscars. It's a week from tomorrow. This is where the stars pull up. They walk the red carpet. This area here will be the red carpet area. The red carpet will be surrounded by photographers, paparazzi, reporters. They'll be interviewing the stars, directors, producers that are up for Academy Awards. Also the presenters, also the invited guests.
Other than the awards, viewers are looking forward to two highly anticipated musical performances. I Lied to You from the highly praised film Sinners, and Golden from the hit K-pop film K-pop Demon Hunters.
I want to say that Sinners is one of the greatest movies that I've seen this year. And I want to highlight one of my favorite songs from the movie, which is Golden, which is a K-pop song by Demon Hunters. And it's a really good thing. And I really want to check it out this year and see it. Hopefully we can see it at the Oscars.
From breakout stars to Hollywood legends, the countdown to this year's Oscars is officially on. Reporting from Hollywood, I'm Luka Chkhaidze, Valley View News.
Thank you, Luka. Any plans for this hot weekend, Alan?
Definitely not. I'm just staying inside with the AC. What about you?
I may hit the beach. Our very own Elise Linares may have more in weather.
Thank you, Alan and Hobbes. I guess sports isn't the only thing heating up this weekend. Get ready to put on your SPF. Let's start off with the valleys. As we begin the spring season, expect this weekend to heat up. Highs will be in the 90s going into the weekend, but then slightly cool off in the end of the weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, we will have slight clouds in the morning for those days. Then get ready for nothing but sun going into next week, and we'll have lows in the 90s. Now on to the downtown area. Expect partial clouds coming into the weekend with highs ranging from the low 90s to high 80s. The rest of the week and into next week will be in the low 80s. Now time to check into the beaches. The beaches will have highs in the 80s with some partial clouds in the morning. Sunday will cool to the low 80s and then cool down even more for next week. And lastly, let's go into the inland areas. Highs on Friday will be 93 with some slight clouds. The beginning of next week will be in the 90s and even reach the high 90s later into the week. That's all I have for you for weather. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Elise. Coming up on Valley View News, a closer look at the ongoing conflict in the Middle East from a local perspective.
I had the chance to sit down with Omid Hanian, a CSUN student journalist, to talk about the conflict. The interview is coming up.
In 4 days. was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly.
Night-night.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Valley View News.
Before the break, we told you about our conversation on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East from a local perspective. I had the chance to sit down with Omid Hanian, a CSUN student journalist, to talk about the conflict and how it's impacting students here at home. Here's the interview. Hello, I'm here with Omid Hanian, who's Persian-American Jewish and is currently studying journalism at CSUN. He has a lot to share about the current state of the Middle East. Thank you for taking some time with us today.
Omid, thank you so much.
Omid, how are you, man? Everything good?
I'm doing good. I know the situation in Iran is tough right now.
Question for you, Omid. How complex is the conflict in the Middle East? And do you have any family out there that are, maybe under this regime and suffering on the grounds of Iran currently?
I do have some friends in Iran, especially in Shiraz. I also have some cousins in Tehran. Right now, they're living in a tough time. As you may have heard, Ali Khamenei has been killed by the U.S. strikes and Israel strikes, and it's terrible. We have two Khomeinis, but he was the second one.
And you think down the line, maybe 5-10 years from now, you and I will still be speaking on the conflicts in the Middle East, or you think hopefully down the line it's going to change for you guys and your people?
With this new, because Ali Khamenei's son has been elected, I believe this this time, we don't want that at all, but we're going to talk about this in the 5-10 years, because as you may know, Iran, for the past 47 years, has been through hell, because inflation is crazy in Iran. There's strict Islamic rules in Iran. We don't have the First Amendment rights in Iran because the people are protesting for freedom, and the IRGC is just punishing them for no reason. Like, what the hell is this? We're just protesting our rights, but it's terrible.
And with Southern California being one of the most populated and diverse states in the country, with a large population of Iranian people, you think the people here in California are speaking on the events that are happening back home?
Of course, they are. They're speaking their voices, because I have been in the federal building where they protest every Saturdays. It's like a message to the world, to the whole world.
To shift gears here a little bit, I know the national team from Iran is participating in the FIFA World Cup 2026 this summer. And do you see Iran actually doing well in the tournament, or do you see just the support of fans coming out and supporting the national team?
I believe versus New Zealand, their first match in Los Angeles in the SoFi Stadium, I believe that there's going to be so many Iranians, because as you may have heard, that Los Angeles is the most Iranian community here, because there is Westwood, Persian Square, which I live, and there is many Iranians here in Los Angeles, and I believe Iran, because this is going to be a tough group, because I've been a Team Elite fan for the past 21 years, 19 years, sorry about that. I've been a Team Elite fan for 19 years, and we haven't went out to the group stage. So I believe Iran might finish second. It's going to be a tough group, it's going to be a very, very tough group because we have Belgium and Egypt, which I'm very scared as a Team LA fan. But I think Iran will finish second.
Omid, any message of hope for the people in the Middle East, and do you want to say to them, and just also what the turnout would be if Iran does make it out the group stage?
So my message to the Iranians out there, I want to say, so the people that left Iran, the true Iranians, keep protesting. We want our voices to be heard, no matter what you guys are doing. You guys are telling the truth. We're speaking facts because there's no paper that they are doing. No, we're speaking from our hearts because we know what to say. We think before I speak. We speak, and they're waving their true Iran flag across the line, because Iran is an old country, because it was a Persian Empire, and my message to Iran, I hope they are safe. I wish people around the world could listen to the true Iranians that left Iran, so they could understand what my parents, what millions of Iranians have been faced with during the Islamic Republic.
Omid, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for taking your time and talking to us about the complex conflict in the Middle East. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Omid. Thank you, Habes. On to some heartwarming news. You've probably heard of him, but Punch the Monkey continues to steal hearts of everyone across the world. Punch originally went viral after his mother abandoned him 7 months ago. He is now under the watch of zookeepers at the Yokawa City Zoological and Botanical Gardens in Japan.
The reason for his fame is because the attack by an older monkey. For comfort after the abandonment of not being accepted by other monkeys, he was given an orangutan plush from IKEA. The plush was given its nickname Orama Mama. A Punch carries the plush whether he's scared, lonely, or just wants to sleep. Hundreds of people from around the world want to see Punch.
As of now, the zookeepers are starting to see that he has made a friend, but he still spends the majority of his time in the zoo alone. Everyone is invested in his journey to find love and acceptance at the zoo.
That's all for us today on Valley View News. I'm Habes Pascual.
And I'm Alan Leyva. For updates, follow our YouTube channel at Valley View News and our Instagram page at Valley View News CSUN. Thanks for watching.